Welcome back. Episode 3. We're here. We're doing it. I'm Peyton. That's Devin. This is Tailgate Sports Media Podcast. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with week 0 from college football. The big one for me was that I was probably wrong about Kansas State.
That's where I was going to start. I was like, hey, how was your Big 12 championship pick going?
I mean, granted, they couldn't rebound. I just was not impressed. I was impressed with Iowa State for the most part. It was a close game. It's also a weird game. Like, I don't want to hold too much. Like, they played in Dublin. Like, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, you got a lot of travel going on in there, but also like it was like 85% humidity. Um,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
it was slippery.
yeah, that one's a weird. I don't know. I was just watching it and I was like, I fucked up. The other one to get into, well, actually, we'll get into that here in a minute. The other game I watched was the what was it? Oh Lord, I forgot the game. It was can't believe the UNLV game. They played Idaho State. And I picked UNLV to go to the conference championship. And
Hmm.
Dan Mullen is doing Dan Mullen, not Mississippi State things. So yeah, it was more of a Dan Mullen, Florida type of environment than it was a Dan Mullen, Mississippi State environment. They have a good roster. They have a Orgy, the quarterback from Michigan. So I thought that they would be better. Or maybe Idaho State's just really good for an FCS team, and that's a team to look out for. But I doubt that. So
If I recall correct, I mean, Idaho is supposed to be the top team in that state, right? If I remember correctly.
Idaho's the best team in the state. Yeah, Idaho State. Well, really, the best team in that state is Boise State.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe, actually,
Well, spoiler alert, it's Friday morning. My Mountain West pick also not looking great.
my Mountain West pick, my conference championship game is not looking great right now. So
Yep.
yeah, so that's rough. The next thing to talk about, the next game I want to get into from week 0, because there really wasn't a lot to talk about. But our low hometown, one of our hometown teams, UIW, which we have a video to show you guys. We're introducing a new segment. It's our No Bitches Team of the Week.
This week is dedicated to someone near and dear to my heart. Someone close to home. Started out as a 13.5 point favorite in week 0, ranked number 4 in the FCS. Had the audacity to leave the house, forget their map to the end zone, get blown out by 14 points. UIW is the No Bitches Team of the Week.
So UIW lost to Nicholls State, which Nicholls State has a really good defense.
Yeah, they had like the best defense in the Southern Conference.
Yeah,
UIW was still a 14-point favorite.
they were a 14-point favorite, number 5 team in the nation. Their quarterback, I've never seen UIW trending on like Twitter or X. And when I opened up, he was trending and it was not good for him.
Nope.
Hometown kid, San Antonio kid. He played at South San, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to Nebraska. Nebraska got Dylan Raiola. So he said, I'm not sticking around. Came back to home to San Antonio for UIW, and he could have transferred out because he was behind the quarterback of Kentucky now. that guy for 2 years. And he played some games in 2023 when that guy was injured, and he did pretty well. And then they were expecting big things from him, and he has an arm, like his arm's live, but he, I don't know if the decision making's there because it was not looking great.
Yeah, they also had some line issues. A couple of those sacks where I believe it was the right side of the line just got blown up
Yeah,
immediately. And
granted,
not like Sugar Sanders blown up where the guy gets through after 3 seconds, but like immediately there was a guy in the
yeah,
backfield.
yeah. And the other thing about it is like he they were playing like probably one of like the top three defenses in the FCS.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't take too much salt on how bad they looked on offensively. And granted, it is also a week 0 game. Like other teams don't even play that week; they're practicing.
Exactly.
So they definitely have some kinks to work out, and I expect UIW to be good. I just maybe don't expect them to be as good as we thought they were going to be. Moving on from week 0, we did a little week 0 recap. That was pretty much all the major games I can remember. There probably was another one, but slipped my head. And if it had slipped my head, it probably wasn't a big deal. I watched a lot of ELF this week, week 0, European League football playoffs. It was pretty cool. We're not going to get into it, but UFL. So a lot happened in like since we last talked about this. Literally since we last talked about this, we talked about how Mike Repoli was like giving him the old New Yorker, like he was just being a New Yorker and people were taking it the wrong way. He went on a local radio station in Birmingham hosted by the former quarterback for the Crimson Tide, McElroy, and some radio host. And he basically said that. He was like, "Oh, I was just having fun, talking shit, gauging where people were at." So we were pretty spot on about our interpretation of what was happening. He said that they were staying and that he hopes to make it to their Saturday opener. He's been impressed with them. Marketing, he basically just said, if we can't pack that stadium, it's not on the locals, it's on us. We probably did something wrong, which is probably true. And on top of that, it means that like there's some accountability he's taking that he doesn't actually need to take because none of them not having fans there and any of the games previously isn't his fault because he wasn't involved in it, but he is taking the league on behalf of the league, taking accountability for the problems they've had.
I think when he bought in, he saw what a lot of the fans were seeing, what a lot of us saw, which was this place is really bad at marketing. I can do that. Like I've seen more tweets from him in the offseason than I've ever seen from a UFL account.
Well, the big one is middle of August. People are talking about the UFL. It is the middle of fall camp for college football and the NFL, and they had people worried about the UFL, which is a first ever.
Yep. Everyone starts thinking about the UFL typically like, oh, Super Bowl's over. Let's start looking at the UFL. What we got going on?
Yep, exactly. So I think it's a great marketing scheme. If he can rile up some interest through free tweets that he doesn't pay for, why not?
Right.
So Birmingham's staying for at least the 2026 season. In the interview, he made it seem like as long as Birmingham gets a crowd that he can appreciate and he thinks he can build off of, that they're there for the long haul. He also said that he said as long as there's a UFL, a spring football team, there'll be the Birmingham Stallions in Birmingham. So that to me sounds like you're keeping the team there for forever until the end days. What was the other thing he said? Oh, he talked about Michigan Stadium. So he brought up, I guess it was called DCFC Stadium before they finally got a name for it, Alumni Field.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that right, or stadium or whatever. And he talked about how that would be the perfect venue for what the UFL is looking for. He said he literally is tweeting at them, is this going to be ready by 2027 in February? or if not, where do we play? Um, if it's going to be ready later than February of 2027, could you possibly start a season in one stadium and then halfway through that stadium season move to the Illumify field as like your
Mhm.
second or third home game? Those are all questions.
I think that would be pretty jarring as a fan base.
It would be, right? That's what I was thinking. But also, what happens if your team is like 5-3 or 3-3, and then you have a grand opening for a stadium halfway through to just like rejuvenate, like maybe pump in some. It's polarizing. People would either love it or hate it. There's never going to be.
I'm kind of like it doesn't matter how many fireworks you set off, doesn't matter how many t-shirts you throw into the crowd. If the team sucks, the team sucks.
Yeah. Well, 3-3 doesn't
So,
suck. 3-3 is like it
but it's
does.
not great.
It sucks for us because we want excellence. You know, we
It's not
practice
great though.
excellence in our day to
I'm
day.
not going to get super excited. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, we're in the playoff
Yeah,
hunt. We're in the playoff hunt. It's the new stadium. Sure, I'll show up. But still, like I wouldn't be. Also, like, are they doing set parking passes? I don't believe they are. So that shouldn't be an issue. But if it's like something where you're getting a parking pass for a season, how does that transfer? Because both venues are going to charge
yeah.
differently.
There's some logistics that I haven't thought about that probably are important, more important than just
Yeah.
being like, oh, when is the stadium ready? So, but that is interesting. So he's talking about Michigan. It also seems like Michigan's going to stay. They just have to figure out the stadium
Yeah,
problem.
I think so. And it sounds like they're locked into Ford Field for 2026.
Oh, that sucks.
It sounds like it because like it's like, hey, is this going to be ready in 2027? It's like I don't care about 2027. What are you going to do in 2026?
Yeah,
Save
that's
some
what
money right
everyone's
now.
talking about. Yeah,
I need to go look into what their contract was, how long they signed the contract for. I don't know if it was a year by year or what, but it sounds like they're already locked into the stadium and they're just gonna have to ride it out this 1 year.
yeah, and just eat that bill until the next. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, then in other UFL news, they finally announced Columbus season ticket deposits. They don't have a
Yep.
team name, they don't have anything, but I guess the season ticket deposits is like a confirmation that they're. I mean, I guess we already had the confirmation, but now like they're already. I mean, it's weird to buy season tickets and you don't even know who your team is,
Yeah.
what your team
Now,
is.
have they announced? Are they able to buy the ticket deposits yet?
Yeah. Yes, I think they launched it.
I'm gonna do some on. I'm gonna do some on pod research real quick so I can get an answer for
Yeah.
you. Keep talking though. I'm here with you.
Maybe they just announced that they would be taking season ticket deposits soon. I don't know. I mean, you would imagine that season ticket deposits would go on sale pretty early. This is pretty early because it's just a deposit, like you're only dropping like $50 to hold your spot in line. So,
Well, and here's what I'm trying to do. If you can buy a season deposit, if you can drop your season deposit right now,
hmm
um, I'm looking at it right now. If you can put your season deposit on them and other teams right now, which team is not taking season deposits?
I
Because then
think,
you know who's moving, right?
yeah,
I know they were already asking San Antonio fans about stuff. We were already looking at tickets and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Um, let's see. Season ticket deposit. I'm clicking on it right now. I'm on Ticketmaster.com. Disgusting. Unless you want to sponsor us, Ticketmaster, then we'll figure something out.
yeah. Way to burn a bridge so early on. We have 12 fans and we are burning a bridge.
Yeah, you can place deposits right now for them.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like, I mean, the team's been confirmed. So it's just now, I mean, it's just weird. I don't know. To me, it's weird because, like, you don't even know what the colors for the team are going to be. You don't even know what the jerseys, what the uniform. You don't know. You don't know the team name. You don't know the head coach. You don't know the starting quarterback. You don't know how good you're going to be. Like, you have no inkling of like what the roster built is. And I mean, because if you're getting the Houston team has more promise than the Memphis team.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just looked at Memphis. Memphis is taking season deposits.
I think they all. I mean,
Okay, crazy thought here, right? Crazy thought here. We know he will say stuff to hype up the crowd base, right?
yeah.
There never was a relocation.
Well,
They're only going to
he never said the team was relocating. He just said that Columbus was going to have a team.
exactly. He said Columbus is going to have a team, but they talked about
Yeah,
Birmingham. He's got Birmingham all hyped up. Oh no, Birmingham's going to be here no matter what. Memphis is taking season ticket deposits.
yeah,
Houston's taking season ticket deposits.
yeah,
Like, yeah, you can do a refund later, sure. It's just
yeah,
annoying. That's not a good way to that sour your fan base. Is there going to be a relocation at all? Are they like they said they were going to try to expand? Is he literally like were they literally leaked out this thing? They're going to relocate 2 to 4 teams. All the fan bases get crazy. No, save the team, and suddenly, hey, there's 10 teams. You guys bought 10 times more tickets than y'all did the year before. Mission accomplished.
yeah. It's like inspiring through an ultimatum. Like they basically in a roundabout way gave you an ultimatum. Like they said we're going to relocate 2 to 4 teams, and then but okay. So the flip side of that is he's interacted with Michigan and he's interacted with Birmingham. He has not interacted with Houston or Memphis.
Correct.
So like,
It would be on par for the UFL, unfortunately, because a lot of their executive stuff hasn't been great for
yeah,
them to be like, hey, we're still taking season ticket deposits,
hmm,
and then like 2 months for the season. Oh, you guys don't have a team anymore.
yeah. Well, that would
And then they're
be
processing refund funds. And
yeah. Like January comes around because also the training, all the like it doesn't matter like logistically because all that matters is you have the stadium for the game because they still are going to be practicing and plan and doing all their in season practice in in Arlington.
yeah.
So, which apparently the Arlington Renegades are rebranding to the Texas Renegades. I don't know. There's a whole process. Another thing that happened is he started interacting with Louisville.
Yep.
That's the other crazy part is he interacted with Louisville, who has no confirmation of a team. Who's only been rumored. Um, he talked about the stadium they have and how it's a good stadium and exactly what he would be looking at. And then he talked about how yeah, and he just talked to the fan base. He said, well, what do you guys think? And he hasn't even talked to teams that it literally exist, the Houston Roughnecks and the Memphis Showboats. Those teams exist. Those teams maybe I know Houston at one point had fans. I don't think Memphis ever did,
Yeah.
but Houston has fans.
Houston had fans. And I saw some stuff on Reddit where there was like Save the Roughnecks rally, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw
And
some stuff from Houston, and it's just like how many people are going to show up? Like if you like have a Save the Roughnecks rally, and
yeah.
50 people comment on the post and 2 people show up, it's like okay, cool. Well,
Yeah. Well, that's is that a rally or is that a date?
it's just a date that you publicly announced.
Like you and your now you're on a date with your boy you didn't even know. Like I guess we're friends now.
That would honestly be a great love story though. Like, hey, we wanted to save the Roughnecks and we failed, but guess what? I found this happy marriage with my new husband, Charles.
Yeah, but I mean also like you were like I was straight before this, but turns out
Football does things. Football works wonders, man.
my love for the Roughnecks has no boundaries.
My boss texted me this weekend. She's like, "You're off the entire weekend." I'm like, "Yeah, I have to go to a religious event." And she goes, "Football is your religion." And I said, "You got me. You got me."
I mean,
So
put it
football works miracles, all right.
there you
I'm
go.
getting I'm getting 4 days off.
What is the football communion?
Probably the first sip of a cold beer at 11 a.m. or
But
whenever you start drinking.
what's the bread portion of the football communion? I feel like it's a nacho, right? Like
Or the first bite out of a chicken wing.
I like it. Okay. Football communion is beer and chicken. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the UFL. I mean, it's been kind of crazy. I've been following it. I've had a really busy week, so I haven't been able to keep up with football as much as I want. I've been getting up at 4 every day and doing things all
Sound like you
day.
made bad career choices.
Huh?
Sounds like you made bad career choices.
Free health insurance. Like, I yeah, talk to me about that student debt you're gonna have. How's
Zero
that?
so far, buddy. Zero.
I have a free doctorate's degree if I wanted to be a doctor.
Do it.
Fun fact. Texas, they love the troops. Um, so yeah, that's I mean the UFL's been really weird with it's just weird because
Honestly,
all of the news is who has Mike Repoli tweeted.
yeah. But honestly, it's getting a lot of excitement going, like how much people are talking about it and stuff like that. Like I felt so bad about where I didn't feel terrible. I thought they'd be okay, but I didn't feel great about how the UFL was trending towards the end of the season. And right now, I'm kind of like, hey, this
Yeah,
might
there's like
there's
a pump of
there's
new
life.
excitement.
Yeah,
I'm actually
there's like
excited for the season already. Like I'm like, oh, this season's gonna be good, and I don't know why, but like I don't know how good the season's gonna be, but I'm already excited for it.
you know
So
what's an idea that I'm having right now? Maybe we can go do it. If do they do open when they do their like off season or preseason training? Is that open to the public?
no, it hasn't been. Um,
To the media?
that maybe. So the thing about that is, if it is open, I think they have an open practice, and if it is open, like why wouldn't you open it up? Like if I was them, make it as open as like make practice free to attend. But the other issue is all the teams practice in Arlington, so the only fans that would go would be Arlington fans, or maybe there's like some random St. Louis fan. So like you would be expecting people to fly to Arlington to attend the training camp, and I just
I mean,
that's
yeah, it's just Arlington fans and stuff like that. But people are in the area, people on vacation, just go check it out. Just let people come check out the product and stuff like that. I would, if it's open, I would love to go and try to get some video and check out what's going on and all that. Get us a
well.
meeting. So let's go talk to the people.
Mike Repoli talks about how he wants to get teams in market more. Why not the last week of spring of training? You send them to their markets to train.
I'm sure you could work out a deal with UTSA or even the
The San
local.
Antonio team can use like one of 37 high school stadiums.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was thinking like Ferris or Gus would be like.
Not Gus. Gus is a trash can. But
I
Hero
mean,
Stadium on the
UFL can
northeast
take
side.
whatever they can get at this point.
Yeah, well, Hero Stadium or even the Hero Stadium on the northeast side is really good. And then the other stadium is San Antonio ISD. It's
Yeah.
the Alamo Stadium. I mean, that one isn't great, but it has a large capacity where you could fit 20,000 fans if you wanted to. Like
Mm-hmm.
if push came to shove and they didn't want to spend on the Alamo Dome anymore, they could go to Alamo Stadium and host a
No
professional football
beer.
game. What?
You can't sell alcohol.
Oh yeah, that's rough. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
bet just for a training camp game, it is what it is. But yeah, so like getting teams in market, that would be cool to have open practices for fans to see.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be good for fan engagement, but just ideas, free ideas, take them, leave them, whatever.
We
Moving
need to
on.
start tweeting Mike and just be like, "Hey, listen, just watch the pod."
Yeah,
You think we can get him on the podcast?
no, not right now. No, maybe never, but not definitely not right now. Eventually, if we like, he's a billionaire. We haven't even made it to thousandaire guest yet. Well, technically, we're thousandaires.
So if he's a billionaire,
Yeah,
it wouldn't cost him anything to sponsor us.
yeah. He's a billionaire businessman. He's not just going to invest in.
We can pivot to full UFL podcast right now for a small sponsorship fee of.
You could. Yeah, I can't pivot. I can pivot my 6 hours a week of free time that I do have to full UFL, sure, and I would. But the problem is UFL season is only 3 months long. Actually, that's kind of a good gig. 3 month long. Really, you're only working for 3 months.
You're taking, look, you're working through March through June. You take a long break. You got to cover the draft. You got to cover the offseason news, but you're not working every week. It's just all UFL all the time. And it's like you just write a contract. Hey, I need 3 hours of UFL content per month in the off season, and then I need at least an hour a week during the season.
Yeah, honestly, if he would pay me $60 a month, I'd be okay. That pays my internet. That's all.
I would need slightly more than that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So we're talking about UFL off season. Um, but what about in season sports, college football, NFL? We're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about the NFL. Some things happen. Bad for you. I kind of saw it coming. I don't know if you
Well, I
saw it
saw it
coming.
coming. It's just not the team that I saw it coming to. I
Okay.
expected the worst case scenario.
Well, so I actually had a conversation with our mutual friend Marky about this, and it was almost like Jerry Jones was just like so taken aback by the fact that he had a handshake deal and that this person was now changing his mind on the handshake and wanting more, I guess. And so Jerry Jones was like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to send him away and then lie to everyone and tell him we got better.
Yeah. Hey, we got a. It's sorry, the Cowboys fan in me is struggling right now. I sat on the back porch last night and I drank and I smoked and I thought and I was like, smoke cigarettes is bad for you, by the way. Don't do that. But I was like, I think it's time to be a Buccaneers fan. I think it's time.
I'm a Buccaneers fan. I mean, I don't even have, I'm a fan of whatever team I've decided I'm a fan of. It changes every 3 to 4 years. I was a Broncos fan, a Colts fan for a long time. I was a Broncos fan at one point. I was a Ravens fan at one point. I was a Browns
Really?
fan because they
Basically, you
drafted.
follow whichever quarterback's your favorite right now.
Well, with the Ravens, I love defense so much because I'm more of a defense guy anyway. Like I prefer to watch really cool, really good defenses dominate, but but I'm a fan of players, and it just so happens I was named after, or my name is the same as a famous quarterbacks, and because of
You
that,
figured that out.
and it just so happens that it's really easy for a good quarterback to galvanize a fan base. So when my teams that I like have really good quarterbacks, I die hard for those players. And it just so happens that now I'm a die hard for Baker Mayfield. Any team Baker Mayfield's on, Baker Mayfield could play in the European League of Football for the whatever the Vienna Ravens for the Nordic Storm, and I would be a diehard that team fan. I would have a Nordic Storm Baker Mayfield jersey. I'd be figuring out a way to go to a game, which that'd be a pretty cool experience.
Watching games at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Well, yeah, I have Fubo, and Fubo. The ELF games come on Fubo, so like it's kind of like the ultimate football experience as a football fan.
All
I
right.
get every league I want, and it's kind of nice. Um, but yeah, so they traded away Micah Parsons, which I mean, I'm not going to sit there. I think Jerry Jones had a stroke.
He's losing his grip and he's at that point. And like I said in the last one, he wants to be the guy like, oh, look what I did to fix and save this team. He can't be like, I made a great hire and I'm gonna let this guy run this because he knows football better than me. He's not a football fan, he's a football coach, he's a football player. He understands what's going on. So the Cowboys needed help on the interior defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a guy that is 29 with 3 Pro Bowls, which is nothing to be like, okay, that's a bad player. No, that's a good player. And you got that and 2 late round first round picks. Let's be very clear. There's a difference between a top 5 pick and a top 30 pick, which is
Well,
what these
there's
Green
a
Bay
difference
picks are
between
going
a
to
top
be,
five
especially
guarantee.
now that, yeah, especially now that they have a future Hall of Famer on the defense. So we got a Pro Bowler now who up on the inside. And he goes, oh, but we might get some Pro Bowl picks out of these first round picks. Maybe bust happen all the time. It happens. They could play 3 years and be gone. They might not make it through training camp.
Well,
So
yeah,
you took your generational player, amazing player. He's too good for you to ever to not figure it out. And it's like, okay, yeah, but we really needed help on the inside line. Listen, what helps your inside line more is having a guy on the outside that like and Kenny Clark, he's a good player. But Micah Parsons is so good on that outside rush that there were game plans around him. And it's like, oh, well, he only got 12 sacks last season, but he missed time because he was hurt.
Yeah.
And he was constantly getting double teamed.
12 sacks is still a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. But they were like, oh, well, he only got 12 sacks. He only got like one sack every game he played. And it's like, dude, you don't understand. Like, that's a drive ruined. That kills drives in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you traded him away. If these two guys that you come get in the first round or you don't trade and go get somebody immediately, if they aren't top-notch guys, if they aren't immediate Pro Bowlers, then you fumbled it. And the odds that you're going to pick two guys that are going to be immediate Pro Bowlers are so small.
Wait, hold on. I got breaking news. Jerry Jones said he's playing quarterback. No, I'm kidding.
You know what my nightmare was? You know what my nightmare was?
What?
He's going to take these. He's got 2 first-round picks 2026. He's got 2 first-round picks 2027. He's going to keep trading those picks for other picks until Archie Manning hits the draft.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, do you think
he's going to wait for Manning to hit the draft. He's going to jump up. He's going to have like 3 first-rounders. He's like, I want the first pick. Give me it. Boom. Got it. I'll give you this player. You can have Dak Prescott. You got your quarterback, and you got 3 future first-rounders or whatever. Take them. Get them off. That's my new quarterback. I got him. I love him. And it's like, great. Hopefully he can score 40 points a game because you just sabotaged the defense. And how many players are you going to lose in between now and then? He's a redshirt sophomore.
Well, he can go to the draft after this year.
He could, yeah, but if he doesn't have...
His dad said he's not, though. His dad said he's not going to the draft. He's going to be there another year. And then he was like, well, we don't know. I mean, that's not the savvy move to play. Like you want to keep all your options open, but
yeah,
I actually think that they weren't lying. Like I think that he's more of like I'm going to get my degree before I go to the NFL. Like his family's doesn't need money. I mean, even his dad didn't play in the NFL. His dad is an executive for an oil company.
I mean, it's damn near better than playing in the NFL.
Yeah, I think his dad might have made more money than Peyton Manning did his first 5 years in the NFL. Like, it's very possible. Yeah, like they're fine. Like he can sit out and be okay. The other thing, what was it? Shador Sanders didn't get cut, but Shiloh Sanders got cut.
Yeah, he threw a punch at a dude that's a foot taller than him, and then was mad that he was like, I can't. And then he puts his arms up like this, like they threw a flag, which is what he did all throughout college. Unfortunately,
yeah, he has like a weird, like I get it, like he plays like with an edge, and he's a good player. Like, I actually like watching Shiloh Sanders play, but if you're on the cusp of making a team and you decide to get in fights and throw punches, you're gonna get cut. Because he was actually really battling for that safety spot with a UTSA alum, Rashad Wisdom. And I honestly thought Shiloh Sanders was going to make it and Rashad Wisdom was going to get cut. But
I mean, were you going to take the guy that's slightly less productive but isn't getting a 15-yarder every game because he's got a late hit or he's throwing punches against tight ends? Or are you going to...
They just are different. Like Rashad Wisdom, Shiloh Sanders is kind of like a corner converted to a safety. So he has some pretty solid cover skills. He tries to be physical. He's just a little undersized, but he has that like physical mindset. But Rashad Wisdom is like a stocky dude. He's more of a ball hawk than he is a cover guy. So he's gonna he's gonna blow some coverages. He's not gonna be where he should be all the time, but he's more of like he kind of freelances a little bit and plays off instinct. I actually played against Rashad Wisdom in high school, I think. No, I didn't. I played against a different Judson alum. Rashad Wisdom's a Judson alum. Safety. He was a safety in high school. Really, really talented freak athlete. But he's just they're just a little different. But Rashad Wisdom actually his play style kind of like really fits into the Todd Bowles defensive system.
Mhm.
And Shiloh Sanders does too. Todd Bowles really likes to do a lot with his safeties. But I just think that yeah, if you're gonna make boneheaded decisions, you're making their decision to get rid of you a lot easier. So it's
Yeah.
is people were talking about how they want to see Shiloh and Shador go to like the UFL, but yeah, I don't see that happening. I think Shador will stay in the league
I think Shadur is going to stay in the league for sure.
because he's
If
been
he did
rumored.
go to the UFL and he was like, okay, cool, I can deal with this being it. I made my money in college. I can fight for my chance to play again here in the UFL. I think Shadur would do pretty decent
Yeah, he
if
really
he
has a
could
problem with holding on to the football though.
manage the ball better, if he could trust his pocket better. I don't think Shiloh's going to go to the UFL and stop like making boneheaded decisions.
Yeah, but
We're losing half our fan base off of this conversation, by the way.
that's fine. I don't think. I mean, I like them both as play. I don't know. I've never been like a Shador is a top.
Next Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Yeah, people would say some crazy things. He has really good arm talent, don't get me wrong, but he lacks the like snappy on point decision making. Like he will wait, he kind of has to see a guy open before he throws it.
Exactly.
He doesn't
I watched that last game versus the Rams, and I watched Dylan Gabriel's drive, and I watched Shadur Sanders' drive.
yeah.
The reason Dylan Gabriel did better is Dylan Gabriel throws with anticipation.
Yes.
He had 4 or 5 passes, good, great passes that he threw before the receiver had even turned around and looked for the ball. He's like, I know this guy's going to do this. And when he does this, that half second gap where the defender's like, oh, he just moved, I'm going to have the ball there already.
Yeah.
Shadur Sanders will not throw the ball to you if you're not already open.
Yeah. And that's not the case all the time because the crazy thing about Shador Sanders is he has the arm talent to throw guys open. Like guys will
Yep.
be covered and he has the arm talent to absolutely throw the ball into a position to where he is throwing guys open. I just think that what actually might have hurt Shador Sanders is he played FCS football where the level between FCS football and FBS football is different. But then his FBS team wasn't great. Like they had some really good players. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
like his first year with them, they weren't great. The next year they did okay, but the first year like he wasn't like they were getting open. They weren't. It didn't develop him in a way where he's getting used to throwing those tight window throws. He's getting
Yeah.
used to throwing like he was throwing to wide open receivers. He's throwing
Yeah.
to like, and when you get used to throwing to dudes that are wide open, you it's really hard for you to make that. Like I just think that he has the arm talent, and he's more of a project than people thought he was going to be. He
Yeah. And
just
I
has to
think
get the
that,
arm talent. He just has to get develop the ability to throw with that anticipation to throw it in a tight window, but know that yeah, just because he's not open right now doesn't mean that he's not. I know he's going to get open because of this concept we're running and what this
yeah,
defense is running.
he had a lot of really good receivers at Colorado. And
Yes, he did.
and it like and that's probably hurting him is because even when like even if he didn't make a great throw, if he kind of chucked it a little bit, those dudes will make plays on the ball and they were fast too.
Yeah, Wester. Look, I think Wester, Jerry Rice's son. There's another guy in there that was really good, and I can't remember his name. He's kind of shorter. Maybe that was Wester that I'm thinking of. But all those dudes are playing on either they're on practice squads or they're playing the next level. Like
Yeah, there's it was 4 or 5 guys that all made it to teams.
yeah, and so I mean, and he also had Travis Hunter, who is one of the
Probably the
freakiest
most
athletes.
important out of the bunch.
Yeah, I mean,
The Heisman winner, I mean, potentially.
yeah, potentially the most important. And I just think that I mean, it's an interesting topic. It's weird that for this top for him to be like the center of all media. Like everyone talks about how they set him up for failure. They're like, oh well, he played with the twos. How is that fair? It's like, well, it's a preseason game,
Yeah.
and he did.
Well, the thing I see a lot is they talk about how like basically 4 out of the 5 guys that were on the field for that drive got waived. So did every Rams defensive lineman on the drive
Yeah,
on that drive. They all got waived. So it was all dudes that weren't good who did not make the lead.
yeah,
The issue being is he still had in the NFL your average time to throw is 2.5 seconds.
yep.
There was multiple times, especially when he took big sacks and stuff. I'll break down a few plays that I saw. There was one where he drops back and he immediately has pressure coming in from his left.
Mm-hmm.
So he stops, starts rolling to the right, but he doesn't continue to roll. He slows down and he starts like stutter stepping. He completely slows down and the dude chases him down from behind.
Yeah.
Hey, if the pressure, you already know the pocket just got blown up, keep moving and
Yeah.
either go upfield, throw the ball away,
Yes.
or make your throw. But he's sitting there waiting for, oh, okay, I'm moving, the pocket's gone. I either need to throw this ball now or I need to go upfield.
And that's another thing. And I don't know. I don't think this is because of who his dad is. I don't think it's any of that. I just think it's because he grew up being the best athlete in the room 24/7. And obviously, some people can, like, you have players. A great example of this actually is like a Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield played at a really good high school. He was never the best athlete in the room. So he was used to understanding that he needs to get the ball out of his hands. Even though he was really good, he needs to get the ball out of his hands because there's better athletes on the field than him. And also, while he did sometimes try to make like big plays and mistakes came from that, but you know, he was never in this mindset of like I'm Shador Sanders, by all accounts, not even by accounts. I watched high school games of him. I watched him play. I watched him play at Jackson State. For the most part, he's been a really good athlete. And then
Mhm.
he got, and I'm not saying he's like a scrambler, but he can run. He's not slow by any means. He's not
No,
fast, but he's not slow by any means. So I think that part of that comes from this. It's hard to get out of the mindset of like, I'm gonna make a play happen because that's what I do. And then you forget that all of these D tackles and DNs are faster than you, and you have to run for your life. If you're gonna run, you better run for your life, or it's not gonna go well.
yeah. He had that play. He had another play where he rolled out. This time he rolled out, I believe, to the left. And he's rolling, he's looking, and he just walks out of bounds
Mm-hmm.
4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you had 1st and 10, now you have 2nd and 14, which is way different than 2nd and 10.
Well, it becomes a passing down, and you're not if you already hold on to the ball a little too long, which now you're setting yourself up for an obvious passing down. So these guys are pinning their ears back, getting
Yep.
ready to go because 2nd and 14 turns into 3rd and 10 real easy. And 3rd and 10, one of those downs is an obvious passing down. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you get into like your ideal situation is 2nd and 5, 1st and 10 obviously always has to happen. But after that, if you can get it to set, if you're an offense and your goal is 5 yards of play, everyone says 4 yards of play, but really your goal is 5 yards of play because you're always setting 4 or 5 yards of play, I should say, because you're always setting it up to be for it to not be an obvious down. Like they can do whatever they want here. If it's like 2nd and 1, you always play teams when it's like 2nd and 1. You'll play a team that will. What would you do? Imagine 1 yard to get a first down. Everyone's like, "Oh, run it up the middle, run it, whatever." Whatever your best run play is, whether it's outside zone, inside zone, power, fucking counter, whatever it is, run that play, right? Well, a lot of teams they'll get in 2nd and 1 and they get their fastest, biggest receiver and they run him on a fade or a streak, and they try and set up an offense that makes the defense have to run man, and then they get a streak going because you just throw that ball out there, and if it's an incomplete pass, it's only 3rd and 1 still. So like when you set up
Yeah.
those, like you're giving yourself multiple options, but that doesn't include like you can have a check. So you line up. Oh, okay, we want man. If it's man, we're running this. But if it's not man, we're just gonna run the fucking inside outside, whatever our go-to run play is in this down. We're gonna run that. You just line up. Okay, they're
Yeah.
running the fade. or we're running that streak and we're going to throw it to them. So when you get to 2nd and 14, now you're in a position where it's pretty obviously a pass. And then especially when you get into some more old school play callers, but the most common passes in that are some misdirection passes, some type of screen, some type of bubble, some type of, it might be what is it called? A hallway screen, an alley screen, or whatever. So okay, they're gonna run a screen, they're gonna run a draw. Like those are all super common plays in those off, some type of misdirection to try and get people to step the wrong way. Another play that I loved watching, I was watching when I was watching the Iowa State game, is counter, but it's not counter in the traditional sense. The running back lines up, so running back lines up to the left of the quarterback. On the snap, the running back steps behind, goes around the quarterback on the backside. He hands it off to so the running back lined up on this side. The quarterback catches the snap in the gun, hands it off to the right because the running back comes around, and then they run the ball back to the left.
Mm.
I was like, ooh, that's a cool.
So he comes, so quarterback's here, the running back's here. He comes around, gets the ball, and then that way.
Yes. So it's a wrinkle on counter, but it's cool because that motion. So my running back lines up to my left and then he steps back around me. To me, I'm a linebacker. I start scraping left or to my left because I know that they're running to my left because it looks like some type of pitch play, some type of option play, something that I've seen that, right? So my mind screams scrape left. So I start flow. So you get your defensive flow with that running back movement. So a lot of run game read is reading that running back where he's going on the linebacker. So when that flow starts going to the left, you flow left. And then you get the ball and come back to the defense's right. You're like, oh, so now you've offset all your linebackers. I think it's a good wrinkle. Obviously, teams are going to just start playing it like they play counter, and that can be good or bad. My favorite is the sprint counter. So you sprint out, the running back sprints out, the quarterback sprints out, and then all of a sudden the running back cuts upfield and the quarterback hands it off to him. Like you throw those wrinkle counters in there, and my favorite running play of all time is counter. Some people love outside zone, some people love all different ones. Like if I was a head coach, I'd be throwing 13 different types of counter into my run game. But that's that I watched that play and I was like, ooh, that's a new type of counter that I haven't seen. So
add it to the collection.
Yeah, add it to my collection of different ways to run counter when I coach 5-year-olds and absolutely demolish their morale and make them like alcoholics when they all because their kindergarten flag football teacher was a menace.
You're gonna be giving them Zyn pouches before the game.
If I'm coaching, I'm dipping. Like it's not. I'm getting rid of the Zyn. I'm going.
Yeah, but for the kids got to have a Zyn.
Oh no, the kids? No. Nicotine isn't a good thing to do sports on unless you're an alcoholic. So, yeah, I guess I could give them Zins and start feeding them beer. For the love of the game though. But yeah, so I don't really remember anything else NFL wise that I wanted to talk about.
That battle. It was a battle until that last game, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
And I think
I honestly, before that game, I kind of was leaning towards Shador just because I didn't see much difference between them, and I thought that he just
physically
has more arm talent. And I don't hate Dylan Gabriel, but Dylan Gabriel is gonna be a career backup in the NFL. Like he's not gonna be a starter because he just doesn't have that elite level arm talent. Well, he could be a starter. He could be like a Gardner Minshew type player, where he doesn't have that elite level arm talent, but he's mentally so good at the game that that mental side will make up for a lot of the things that he can't do physically. But yeah, so we're gonna move on to week 1. Week 1, college football. We got some big games coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest game of the week, obviously, Oklahoma. I'm just joking. The biggest game of the week is Texas, Ohio State. Texas going to Ohio State in the
Mm-hmm.
primetime game. Just kidding. It's a noon kickoff because Fox is the worst run broadcasting agent sports broadcasting network. It is. They're like, hey, when do we want all of our big games to be played? And they're like, the biggest games, obviously, 12 o'clock. When 95% of the people that are hungover haven't even crawled out of bed yet. They're
If
literally
you're
just putting games
hungover,
there for the
if you're
worst.
hungover on college football opening week 1, Saturday morning, and you're hungover from Friday, I'm going to be honest, you messed up. That's on you, man.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, so get trashed Saturday night.
You've never been to a barracks. That's the problem. You don't understand how barracks work.
Listen, just because y'all are the defenders of freedom and functioning alcoholics doesn't mean the rest of us have to conform to your poor standards. Okay.
No, that is the stand.
Friday night, you're staying up, you have a couple beers, you drink a little bit, you're doing your research. You're like, okay, we got this game going on, we got this game going on. I'm planning out my schedule. Okay, on the main TV, I'm going to have the big game. All right. And then I got the second TV set up. I'm going to have that split into 4 games. Which 4 games am I going to be watching on that second TV?
Okay,
Or do I only have the one big TV? So I got to have 4 on that big TV. Which one am I going to have the audio on for? Obviously, Ohio State versus Texas, and for that one, but you got to plan out your day and your schedule. You can't be doing all that drinking that
Well,
that night.
also the problem is like you just said a bunch of things that people that live in barracks don't have. Multiple TVs,
Again, we're not going to conform to your poor standards.
media. Like we have YouTube and we steal our neighbor's internet. The dude two fucking rooms down got the internet, and everyone in a line of like 4 rooms are like, hey, let's all pitch in for your internet. So we're all paying $10 a month on the internet. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Texas Ohio State. For some reason, it's a noon kickoff. Terrible decision by Fox. Obviously, what's new? And then it's big. I mean, I've seen it go either way. I can't pick against Ohio State in this game. Um, it's in Ohio State. And I just think that Ohio State talent wise can compete with anybody, but that's major implications. You have the number 1 and number 3 team. It's going to be crazy if number 1 goes to Ohio State and loses week 1, because then were they really ever should have been number 1? I don't know.
I mean, preseason rankings are stupid in the first place. There shouldn't be a single ranking that comes out until at least like earliest week 6.
Yeah, because also preseason rankings kind of will skew team. Like I agree with you, because the problem is you need the rankings to sell matchups sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have number 17 Iowa State play number 22 Kansas State, or 23 Kansas State, or vice versa. I think it was vice versa, because not a lot of people want to watch that game, but when you throw numbers in front of it, you're like, ooh,
It's a top 25 matchup.
yeah.
Which,
So
I mean,
it's I get it. It's
I
to
get it.
sell.
I hate how much it affects the polls and stuff later in the season.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Texas was number 1 to start the season. They lost 3 games, so they'll be number 15 to end the season. It's like, no,
Yeah,
get out of here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. After that, I think Notre Dame plays.
We didn't even pick who's going to win.
Huh? Oh, I said Ohio State.
I think I'm in the same place as you. I'm not sure about their quarterback situation. I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
But I know the team's hungry. I saw a report where a bunch of the senior players were like, hey, you got all this stuff about the championship. They got one last year. This team hasn't done anything. Take all that down. So it sounds like they're hungry. It sounds like they're committed.
Also, part of my reason picking that team is because I've never seen a better wide receiver prospect than Jeremiah Smith, besides like Julio Jones. And I just can't physically imagine Jeremiah Smith with a full year under his belt in college football not getting 100 yards receiving a game and not absolutely dominating every secondary he comes across. And so
Right.
people are like talking about like the quarterback, like he's new. I'm like, just throw it up. What are you talking about? You don't got to think about it.
He'll make a play. Hey, if you can get it within 5 yards of him, he'll figure it out.
Exactly. So, yes.
I'm going to record these picks, by the way, so we can come back and visit on this.
Yeah. Actually, the next game, I said Notre Dame. The next game I want to get into is Alabama, Florida State. So, Florida State lost a lot this offseason.
Yep.
They lost a lot of transfers, and this is kind of a big year for the head coach at Florida State. Like, in a lot of ways, like it's the same for like the head coach of Oklahoma. If he doesn't get a good year this year, they might cut ties and move on. So I, with my all of my wisdom, well, obviously they're playing Alabama. Alabama's starting. Well, they have their version. They have Ryan Williams, who's also incredible. Not quite Jeremiah Smith, but really good. Then they have I forgot. I think Ty Simpson's going to be their starting quarterback, who was a 4-star. Really good at like crazy arm, live arm, I should say. Maybe not crazy arm, but really good quarterback. They have a lot. They just don't. I don't know if they have. It's not the same Alabama. That's the best way to put it. Is like when you thought about Alabama before, you knew their defense was going to be incredible, and if they had stars on offense, they were going to be a favorite in 98% of their games. And this time around, I don't think that's them this year. This game, they're a favorite, and I'm going to pick them. But
I'm also going to take Alabama. I don't think Florida State just lost so much. I mean, confidence
yeah,
in the guys that stayed can't be amazing. Um, I think Alabama is probably going to do a little bit. Well, no, I can't say they're going to do a little bit better there than they did last year, just because they still lost Milrow. They still have guys coming in and out. I think I think I'm going to take Alabama. I just don't think Florida State's is going to rebound that hard, at least not in the first week.
yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think Florida State's probably going to be improved a lot, but I don't think they're going to rebound that hard where they're in a title contention race.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Um, the next one is at Notre Dame and Miami. And this one's actually tougher because Notre Dame went to the national championship game last year. Um, Miami has the quarterback from Georgia who was a top 4 team last year. So, and Miami has a lot on their roster. Now, Miami always has a lot on their roster. And by all means, like last year, they were really good. Here's the thing with Miami: they're not going to be as good as they were last year because they had Cam Ward last year, and they lost a lot. But I
Well,
don't.
they lost a lot, and then to Cam Ward's credit, every other player that went to the league with him got waived.
Yeah, I
Cam
mean,
Ward is the only
yeah,
one that stayed on a roster.
yeah. So I think Notre Dame lost some too. They lost their quarterback Riley Leonard. They lost a lot, but I still think Notre Dame is in more poised for more of like a. Oh, you know who? I didn't think about this. Miami actually has a really good receiver. His name's JoJo Trader. He's really good. He'll be good. But um, I think that um, what was I saying? Oh, sorry. I think that Notre Dame still wins this one. I just think that they have more depth. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if Miami won. This one's really close for me. It's a big game. They're both top 10 teams. But I just don't see with the way that Miami performed last year with Cam Ward And then, like you said, with what they lost, I don't see Miami being better than they were last year.
I mean, who else did Miami bring in to support Carson Beck?
Honestly,
Besides Trader, you mentioned Trader. Who else is there to support him? Because Carson Beck's a good quarterback,
yeah,
but does he have the weapons to work with? Because he's not like a I want to take off with the ball kind of guy.
he's athletic. He can run.
I mean, he
But
can run, but I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, I need someone
yeah,
that can. I need a dual threat, and I don't think of Carson Beck.
yeah. Well, Cam Ward's not a dual threat. Cam Ward is strictly passing, but he's just a
Yeah, no, and I get that. But it's like if you have people to throw to, you don't have to be a dual threat. If you're
yeah.
doing this by yourself, you got to be able to do it all.
They have a good running back room. They do have a good running back room. Um, Young running backs too. I think like two sophomores or a sophomore and a junior. They have a good running back room. They have. I think they're returning a lot of linemen. Um, that I honestly know. The only thing that I do know is that their leading all-time leading receiver for the University of Miami, which is a big deal, um, was Barrios, who graduated and went to the league, but he ran like 4.840. Apparently really slow. I don't know how he's getting open, but he he's gone. So that's like a huge loss for them. So that was like the last like four quarterback security blanket is that guy. But he's gone now. So
Mm.
I am curious to see how well the receiver room does. I obviously think Jojo Trader will be like will separate himself from the rest of the room. But I just think that they lost too much to be as good as they were last year. And I don't think Notre Dame is in the same hole where they're not going to be as good as they. I think Notre Dame is going to be not as good as they were last year, but very, very, very successful. Um, and so yeah, that's what I see. I just Notre Dame's one of those teams that they have to build. They need like 3 years to build up, and then every 3 years they'll have a really good team. But they need like 3 years to fit all the pieces together and develop. And so that's how Notre Dame operates. And Miami is one of those teams where like they're always have crazy athletes on the team just because of where they're located, but they just never. It takes a lot for them to put it all together and for it to work.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, you're right. This one is tougher. I think I'm going to go Notre Dame too. I think I agree with you. Like that Miami team would not have done very much at all if Cam Ward hadn't been there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even with the players they did have. So I think I agree with you, Notre Dame. Both these teams have lost players, and so they have new guys stepping up, new quarterbacks for each team, but slightly different. Carson Beck's got big time playing experience,
Yeah.
so I think it's probably going to be closer, but I think I'm also leaning Notre Dame.
Yeah, maybe it's just a Shane Gillis fan in me. Moving on. The next game, I think the last game we're going to cover is Clemson and LSU. This
Ooh,
one this one's really hard to pick because
honestly, easier for me, I think.
really,
Yeah.
here's the thing: Clemson is going to be really good. Clemson is
Hmm.
going to be really good. They probably like if you had to guess, if I had to guess who was going to win the Heisman right now, I would say Cade Klubnik. Um, they didn't lose too much that is like detrimental last year. So like this is a playoff team that is returning most of its why it was successful last year. They their offensive coordinator is um um what's his name? Lincoln Riley's little brother. Uh
Hmm.
I think his name's like Cam Riley. I don't know. It's a Riley. Crazy good offense. He that the same offensive coordinator that took TCU with Max Duggan to the national championship where they got blown out. But you're talking about a guy that's like a really good play caller, like one of the top play callers in the country. Um, you're talking about a quarterback who can make pretty much any play you want him to. He can throw it, he can run it, he can do everything. And then talking about a head coach in Dabo Sweeney who has been there, done that, and he's just been a very successful head coach as far as college football goes. Um, one of the most successful head coaches as far as college football goes. And then on the flip side, uh, you kind of have a similar process. You have Nussmeier for LSU, who is a really good quarterback. He can make all the throws. He is not. People are saying it's him and between him and Arch Manning to be like who's the best two quarterbacks in the country are, but I don't see it. Like he's really good. Not saying that. I don't see him being as much of a playmaker as Cade Klubnik is. And
Right.
LSU is kind of in the Miami stage where they always have a crazy good team. They always have athletes. It just doesn't always piece together. And their head coach has not, I mean, I don't think their head coach has a track record of winning big games.
Right.
And therefore, because of that, I'm going to side with Clemson as opposed to LSU.
Exactly where I'm at, and it's got nothing to do with the talent. I don't think Brian Kelly. I don't think he's going to coach this team up to the point where they're going to go play big contenders.
No.
Brian Kelly's a good coach. He's not the best coach in the
I
league.
think he's more of like, I think some coaches have regions that they're going to be good in. Like some coaches are built like Charlie Strong was really good at Louisville. That was a great region for him. He moved to Texas and wasn't it wasn't the same.
Nope.
You have coaches like, and Brian Kelly is like more of like a Midwest Great Lakes region coach. Like then you come down to the South and you think, oh well, it's easier to get talent there, but it's not even.
Everybody else around you also has a really good talent.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. It's the fact that you have these teams that are uh like you're coaching different experiences, like the way these people grew up, the way what the things that they do, like even the area, like what like everything that makes your football team what it is, like even like the weird things on like what they do on Saturdays, that when they're not in season, I should say. All those things eventually get you to a point to where your team is what your team is, and it's different. Like Midwest teams are different than Southern teams, and I think that the way you build a successful team in the Midwest is different than the way you build a successful team in the South. And because of that, the way the identity of football he's used to playing or he's used to coaching isn't as successful in the SEC as it is in the Big Ten. And that's not saying that the Big Ten's worse than the SEC. That's just saying that what wins in the Big Ten isn't what wins in the SEC all the
I
time.
think you were on a crazy talk there for the first half, but the second half brought me back. I'm like, oh, okay. I got
Yeah.
where to go.
Yeah. I was rambling a little bit. My bad. I'm not all there. I had a long day yesterday. Long week. Yeah, so that's my pick. Clemson, you pick Clemson. Um,
Do you have any? You have an upset of the week?
my upset of the week, I honestly don't. I would if I had researched it more. I probably will moving forward. Um, I don't have an upset of the. Actually, you know what? I do have an upset of the week. UTSA is beating Texas A&M.
That's where I'm at, baby. Let's go. Let's go, birds. Let's go, birds. Joke. Go runners,
I'm
not
not.
birds.
If they lose, I don't. I mean, I have no
No,
credibility.
because
All
go
my
birds
picks
is
are.
Philly. I'm not going to say. I don't want to say that. Go runners.
Yeah, so far all my picks for the conference championship have been trash. So I have no credibility as it is. What's going to
That's
happen
true.
if I keep getting them wrong?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Moving on to the next topic. We start tailgate season tomorrow. It's Friday. We start tailgate season tomorrow. We will be at the inaugural game for the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. Their football team opener I don't know the way to word that. Their first game ever against a Division
Their
two
inaugural
school,
game.
inaugural game. There you go. That's the easiest way to say it. Um, they're playing Soros State, which is a Division two, was Division three, now Division two football team out in West Texas. Um, it's a sold out game. It's like 12,000 people for an FCS game. That's big. Uh, that's like a big that's like a good crowd for high school football in Texas, but we're not going to go there. Um, we're going to be at Robert and Jeanette Vacker Stadium. So Vacker Stadium in Edinburgh, Texas, at HEB Park. It's probably I would not be surprised when we go if it's a better tailgate experience than the Alamo Dome, just because of the area that it's set up in. They literally have a fairground set up to host this tailgate.
I was just trying to find the parking, look at the parking map, and even that, it's just like, oh, this actually looks like it's a very set up, very nice area.
It
So
was
I think it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited.
it was almost like when they built this soccer stadium 10 years ago. They built it with the mindset that it was eventually going to be a premier tailgate destination for college football fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when did they announce the team? 2021, 2022?
Damn, 2021 was when they
Because I
announced.
know because I know like the juniors and like the older players on this team signed with the team in like 2023.
No, no. So their first recruiting class was the graduating class of 2024. That was their
I
first
feel
recruiting class.
maybe I got my timeline messed up. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So their first recruiting class was 2024. That's when they started taking recruits. They signed like 90 freshmen. And then they got in a they did approached it differently than a lot of schools do when they start a program because the transfer portal exists. So they do have a lot of juniors and seniors on the team, but those are all transfers. None of them were recruited in from high school, right?
Right.
So you have so that's what they did. Um, it's kind of a really unique thing to watch a football program be built from the ground up in today's age because they could be like I don't know how good their team's going to be, but if they are really good, like you'd be like, oh, that's because the modern college football environment enables new teams to be successful right away.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. No, and I mean that's awesome. Also, you got like let's see, if they're 2024, obviously they don't play in 2025. So you got a bunch of redshirt freshmen or redshirt sophomores on that team.
yeah, you have a lot of redshirt freshmen. It's FCS, so there's less scholarships too, so it's a lot of walk-ons. Um, a lot of local talent for them. They transferred in like all of their key pieces. They transferred in. They have a lot of they have some really good 3 stars that were in Texas that were kind of under recruited 3 stars that came to play at UTRGV with the idea that they would play early. So that's the other
Mhm.
thing is I don't know if they'll hold on to those 3 stars, but you think 3 stars and a lot of 3 stars will play at the FBS level. These guys are playing at the FCS level. So it's 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 weird, but they're in a very unique situation where I think if their coaching is good, they'll be a good team. And
Yeah.
after watching UIW play football, I'm thinking maybe they could even compete with them. And if they can compete with UIW, they can make the playoffs. And if they made the playoffs in their inaugural season, they got to build a bigger stadium.
I mean, yeah, but that's the craziest thing is I didn't realize there was only 12,000 people at the stadium. I thought it was more, but
Yeah.
if these guys really, really kick off, I'm sure the university and obviously the city will figure something out to be like, hey,
Yeah.
we need to squeeze 8,000 more people into this
Well,
thing.
so the reason it's only 12,000 is because they had a very short period of time between when they purchased the stadium and when they had to remodel it to because it was a soccer stadium. They
Right.
had to give it some updates so it could better field the football team. But they have like 19 suites. Like this is an FCS team with 19 suites.
Yeah.
Like they
Well,
have
and that kind of makes sense. You have so many, like, I mean, the Rio Grande Valley is not like a sparsely populated place. There's a ton of people down there.
It's over a
It,
million. Yeah.
yeah, there's a ton of people down there. There's businesses that make them that specialize in that area, and they're like, hey, cool, we just bought a suite over here
SpaceX.
for the only college football team,
Yep.
FCS level college football team in the area. Let's go check it out. So I think having the suite's probably a good idea. HEB's got a suite. They've got people down there and shit.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm very excited. Tailgate starts at 2. We'll probably film some stuff, and then we will see you guys when we're back. Do you have anything to say before we close this thing out, Devin?
Nope, I'm super excited, man. It's the best time of year. It is the best time of year. I said it last Saturday. Hey, the best time of year is back, but it truly does start tomorrow, Saturday. So super excited. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you guys. This is episode 3. We're done. Sorry I was boring today because I'm dead tired. But next week will be better. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll keep you updated, and we'll be back with more segments, more no bitches teams of the weeks, all that stuff. We'll be back. We appreciate you guys.
Y'all have a good one.